This is a Mad Dog Matt Special Report. I'm Matthew Merlino reporting at MDM Racing headquarters in Montvale. We have breaking and very sad news for a kid like me who is trying to be an up-and-coming broadcaster in the motorsports landscape. Bob Jenkins, an esteemed motorsports broadcaster at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, who also anchored NASCAR coverage for both ABC Sports and ESPN for nearly 2 decades, died today, which is Monday, August 9th, 2021. He was 73. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway confirmed Jenkins' passing. He revealed in February that he was undergoing chemotherapy and radiation treatment for brain cancer. He survived a bout with colon cancer in 1983. Jenkins was a popular broadcaster in both television and radio at Indianapolis. The Hoosier native served in multiple roles on the track's airwaves, on the lead play-by-play call, and as a turn reporter, guest analyst, and later its public address announcer. He was inducted into the IMS Hall of Fame in 2019. Bob Jenkins, over the years, he was just a figure that was always there and very much and front and center in Indianapolis. Racing legend Mario Andretti told the Indianapolis Star, which first reported Jenkins' passing. His voice is just absolutely unique. I would always know who was talking. He was just one of those that developed his career alongside ours, you know. He was one of us in every way. It was with ESPN and later ABC Sports that Jenkins became a familiar voice in stock car racing as NASCAR's reach expanded to a national level through the 1980s and 90s. Jenkins' motorsports tenure with the network began in 1981, first paired with colleague Larry Nuber and later leading a formidable three-man booth with NASCAR Hall of Famers Ned Jarrett and Benny Parsons. He was certainly very good. He certainly was very good at leading Benny and I where we needed to go and always making us look good, Jarrett said in 2012, and that's something I've always appreciated. Jenkins was the lead on-air voice for many memorable races, from Al Unser Jr.'s victory in the closest Indy 500 finish in 1992, Alan Kulwicki's stirring march to the NASCAR Cup Series championship at Atlanta that same year, to Jeff Gordon's win in the inaugural Brickyard 400 at IMS in 1994. Jenkins attended nearly every Indy 500 at the Speedway from 1960 on, missing with only rare exception. His early years in local radio news eventually led him to the IMS radio network in 1979, the same year that ESPN launched. Jenkins was later part of the cable network's earliest motorsports broadcast, which included NASCAR, IMSA, IndyCar, USAC, and other racing series. After ESPN and ABC's first run as a NASCAR broadcast partner ended in 2000, Jenkins remained involved with IndyCar, later signing as the play-by-play voice for the Versus network, which would eventually become NBCSN. Jenkins retired from that full-time role in 2012 to care for his wife, Pam, who died of brain cancer later that year. Jenkins shared his own diagnosis in an emotional video with Indianapolis Motor Speedway president Doug Bowles in February, noting the Tracks Behind the Bricks video series that he would scale back his broadcasting duties at the track. He said he had awoken Christmas night in 2020 with a severe headache. Test initially showed a stroke, but a later diagnosis revealed 2 malignant tumors. Jenkins welled up during his recounting of his health challenges, saying that he felt the first people he should tell would be his family and the community of race fans, who he said had learned on their prayers and support. We'll end with a quote from Bob Jenkins here. You know what I tell people often when they ask me how this whole thing of my career came together? I tell them, I don't know, because I have only been a race fan who got lucky. And I think that's what I will have on my tombstone, because it's true, Jenkins said. I was a race fan for many, many years before my career came about, but I have the same passion for auto racing and especially the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that I had when I was growing up. It was always a thrill to come to this place, and to visit the museum and especially see the activity on the racetrack. A personal note from me, I guess. Not. I guess I'll start with saying I'm a bit too young to witness Bob Jenkins call a NASCAR race, but thanks to the YouTube platform, I'm able to watch old races and hear his legendary calls. And in my opinion, he is part of the big four of NASCAR broadcasters, with Ken Squire, of course, Mike Joy, and Alan Bestwick. Those are the four people I look up to my in what I hope to be a great career for me in what Bob did, calling and reporting on the sport that I love and I'm sure you all love. When I was sitting at a barber shop, I believe, in some town near here, and looked on ESPN or got the notification that Bob had gotten cancer, I hoped that Bob would have been all right. He was, and I forgot about it for a while as I pursued other opportunities with this channel and with other things. But now today, along with many others, I'm very, very sad. And I really hope I really hope that I really lost my train of thought there. I really hope that we can remember Bob the way he probably wanted to be remembered, at the racetrack, calling the races. I guess this is where we'll end it. We might be on later at what you call it at 8 p.m. on Monday, which is tonight. As you can see, this is an unscripted part. But that's about it, I guess. This has been Mad Dog Matt Special Report. I'm Matthew Merlino in Montvale. See you later.